Britt Baker has crashed out of the women's elimination tournament, and it's kind of shocking because we thought she may be one to win it. We're going to get into it in just a second, so stay tuned. This is the Elite Maniac podcast. What's up, people? Welcome to the Elite Maniac podcast, where we discuss all things AEW. My name is Mex, aka WrestleManiac UK. You can see my co-host there. This is Mike, aka Kings Road Wrestling, formerly known as Elite News One. We've got a very interesting episode as we get closer to Revolution to kind of divulge and talk about today, as well as answer you guys questions, loads of questions this week, so we appreciate that. But before we get started, please remember to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you get notified every time we drop a new video. And if you are listening in the audio realm, hi,
hello,
listening. Please remember to subscribe or hit the follow button on your podcast platform of choice, and be very kind to us and leave us a 5-star review. Mike, how you doing this week, bro?
Good. I got a little present for myself. Bought the TNT Championship.
Oh, this guy, he doesn't
stop. I can't stop. I got the Brody belt that I always wanted. So the only belt I need now is the women's title, and I got all of them for AEW.
Yeah. No, they've got some nice belts over there. I would be interested in getting the black TNT title.
I like the red.
No, I do like the red one, but I think I like the black one probably a bit more because I think it allows the detail in the middle of the belt to shine out a bit more.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, so I'm definitely interested. Yeah, once my missus lets me start spending money on stuff like that. But yeah, man, like we said, we had the pretty decent show this week. A big main event for the position in the ladder match for the TNT title. We had the women's action. Women's action continues to be good, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And we saw an angle of Kenny Omega making what I can only assume is part of this exploding barbed wire death match. So we're going to get into it in just a second. But yeah, Mike, generally, what were your general thoughts on the show?
It was a good show. I can't really complain. My ratings were high for mostly all the matches. We had some really fun angles and promos. I went wild for a couple parts of the show. It was a good show. I had fun watching it for sure. What about you?
Cool. Yeah. I didn't think it was as good as the week before or something, but at the same time, I thought it's a good show, but we get spoiled because they sometimes put on a brilliant show. So when it's not of that level, you're just like, oh. It was still a good show, and I think they purposely done that because next week is going to be a big show, and then the weekend we've got Revolution, so they needed to bring us down a bit so that they can wow us in the next 7 days.
Yep, tickets go on sale tomorrow at 10 a.m. So I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna hover over the computer to get them.
I hope you get some. We'll bring you guys some live footage from Daly's place. But yeah, Mike, why don't we just jump into reviewing the show?
Okay, let's do this. Thank you, everyone, for joining us on the Elite Maniac podcast. Let's go over the card. We had Moxley, Death Rider, whatever you want to call him, taking on the Hollywood hunk, Ryan Nemeth, a.k.a. Dolph Ziggler Jr. I love this guy. I'm rooting for him, and there are a lot of people that don't like him. I don't care. I like the guy a lot. Tony Schiavone mentioned that not many people want to step foot in the ring with Jon Moxley. And that's very true. We had Nick Camarado of the Nightmare family. He was like one of the only ones that did it. Now Nemeth, so you can't say the guy doesn't have guts. It was a quick match. Moxley landed most of the offense in. Ryan Nemeth didn't really get much. He got a nice drop kick in, some boots and strikes. Moxley then just started wailing on him, hit the paradigm shift for the quick pin. Easy win for Jon Moxley. Set him up for this post-match promo that Jon Moxley gave which was excellent. And I heard people talking online that Moxley is even better when he doesn't have the belt. And I think I agree with that. When he's chasing the championship, these promos that he cuts, no one's talking better than this guy. And I think we saw that last night. He said that what images come to your mind when you think of the exploding barbed wire death match? Fire, blood, burns, torture, vintage Japanese wrestling matches. He says he's addicted to these kind of images and these kind of matches, and it's just too appealing for him to say no. So he's going to give it all to us and put it on the line. And if he goes out, what a way to go out. What did you think of this killer promo? I was like, yes.
Yeah. Like you said, man, he is the perennial chaser. He is brilliant at this. And for those of us that watch WWE, as Dean Ambrose, we would know this. When he's got the belt, no matter what belt it is, he's not as interesting. When he is chasing that belt, this is a man possessed, and it definitely came across in that promo. I think the fact he done it straight after the match, so it's like he's still catching his breath and everything, and that adds to it. It makes it seem like he's in the fight while he's delivering a fighting style promo, and yeah, he clearly is signing off after Revolution. I think this is him going on his paternity leave before his baby comes. And there was, I can't remember the last line he gave, but he said something along the lines of, I'm going to leave it all in the ring and you guys are going to basically see that. And he basically sounded like the guy's going to die. I tweeted this. It sounded like on March 7th, Jon Moxley is dead.
Well, I mean, there's a possibility.
No, God forbid. No one is going to die.
but these matches are dangerous. Let's not kid ourselves here.
Yeah.
Even if they do have a high production value, every single exploding death match that has happened in the past, people have gotten hurt. There's been third-degree burns in Japan from this type of stuff. They better do this safe because this is insane. And you can't really get around barbed wire no matter what. So, they're going to maim each other. And he said that he's going to give us everything he has and leave it in the ring. And then, he thanks everyone that stuck by him. Then we saw this video package between Omega and Moxley. Their feud from the last year has been really, really great. So I'm pumped for this match. This is going to be sick. We're going to talk about this for generations, just like Alex Abrahantes says. I agree with him.
Yeah, they've got, is it FMW they used to do these? They need to almost match/beat what came before them. So, be safe, guys. But I really do think we're in for something special. Priv TV, thanks for joining us, bro. He says, I'm an addict, was an unbelievable line in that promo. NK, thanks for joining, bro. He said, what that promo told me is that Jon Moxley is taking a break after Revolution. His character will be devastated by this loss. Yeah, like I just said, I don't even think it's like his character is going to mean he's devastated, which it will be, but I think he's just literally going to put it all on the line and, die somewhat in the ring and come back later on. But yeah, really good segment, really great segment and promo to open the show.
For sure. After that, we went to another great promo. I need a haircut. I can't stand this. We had a great promo between Phoenix and Lance Archer, who last week they were with Alex Abrahantes. And they said that the two will face off for the qualifying match of the Face of the Revolution ladder match for a shot at the TNT Championship. Scorpio Sky, Cody Rhodes, and Penta Zero M already in the match. Fighting for the fourth spot will be Lance Archer and Rey Fenix. Lance said he's going to kick his ass. Rey came back in full Spanish. Alex Abrahantes was the translator. He wanted him to say exactly what he said. He said that Lance was the worst tag team partner he's ever had, and I love that. I thought it was hilarious, and the two went at it. We're fighting each other. This is great. This was really good.
Yeah. When Lance Archer was shouting at Alex, what did he say? What did he say? Don't sugarcoat it. Yeah, that was good. And yeah, obviously they went on to have a great match, which we'll talk about in a bit.
We next saw Matt and Nick Jackson plus family, mother and father, Papa Buck, as they were calling him. So there's a video of them showing off the big production truck, the tour truck that's been stuck in Daly's place because they're not on tour. It has Matt and Nick's picture on it, so they got to show their parents that. and the parents were saying that they're so proud of you. We love you. This will be of relevance in a little bit as we move down the card because we have something big, so stick around. Next big match on the card, Varsity Blondes Brian Pillman Jr., Griff Garrison versus Team Taz representatives Ricky Starks and Brian Cage. I guess this was kind of a match to build up a preview for the Revolution Street Fight. And I thought it was pretty good. And the Varsity Blondes actually did solid. I think you can see their development and see their growth every single week, every time that they perform. They're kind of mainstays on Dynamite now with their own entrance music, gear, stuff like that. So they're a pretty good team. And they definitely did get some offense in. I was especially impressed by some of the moves of Griff Garrison, clearing house. He's got a great drop kick, tope suicida, but Pillman has a lot of moves too. But they were really just not at the level of Team Taz yet, Starks and Cage, who pretty much murdered them at the end. Brian Cage hit a discus clothesline that was extremely powerful on Brian Pillman, and then a drill claw, which is one of the coolest finishers, I think, on all of AEW. So they got the pinfall victory. I don't know. Let's hear from you. Do you think that the Varsity Blondes are a good team?
Yeah, so I was actually going to ask you, have these guys always been this good? Because this was the first time I can say I fully paid attention to their match, and I was really impressed. I really thought that, especially Griff Garrison.
Yeah, he's good.
He surprised me. Brian Pillman Jr. I guess he will always have to live off the back of, his name, his father's name. So when I saw how good he was, I thought, yeah, but that's Brian Pillman's son. I wasn't really giving him much credit, even though he was very good. But yeah, Griff Garrison kind of impressed me this match. And like you said, the drill color to finish it. There's something missing from Brian Cage for me. I don't know what it is.
He doesn't talk, really.
Well, yeah, maybe that's it.
But Taz speaks for him.
Yeah, there's something missing because I look at this guy and I'm just thinking, why isn't he Walter or someone as dominant and crazy as that? You see what I mean? Like, there's a lot of upside, and I guess we get into the segment that followed.
Starks has kind of eclipsed him, in my opinion, in popularity, which is even Starks weird.
Has kind of slowed down a bit. When Starks came in and joined them in Team Taz, you could see this guy was going to the moon, but now he's even kind of slowed down somewhat.
Yeah, I'm still a big Team Taz guy, though. I really like them. I would like to see them take out Sting and Darby, but the chances for that are very slim, in my opinion. Brian Pillman, I'm a big fan of his. I'm actually friends with his girlfriend. I mentioned this a few times, and I've interviewed Pillman. It's on my page under the IGTV section. So if you guys are interested in hearing about his life story, his father, go check that out. He's a very nice person, and I'm really behind him and Griff Garrison. I can't wait to see what they do in AEW. While this match was solid, as you stated, the post-match segment was really cool. And I am so hard on Darby Allin all the time. I really am. I constantly complain about him. I don't really think he's that great of a champion. But my opinion kind of changed last night. Okay. When he rolled in on that zip line, he ziplined from the rafter like Sting used to do with the skateboard. That was badass. I jumped out of my seat. I was like, yo, this is awesome. It was so cool.
You know what? I wasn't impressed.
What are you? You're fucked.
I wasn't impressed because I just thought, you know what I thought? I said, why didn't they save this for the pay-per-view?
Because they need to build heat up.
But to come in on a zip line's not building heat. This was the best we have seen Sting and Darby, but I just thought you should have saved something as big as coming in on the zip line. It's probably a pay-per-view spot, right?
But maybe there's going to be something bigger at the pay-per-view.
Maybe I can even.
That is kind of a pay-per-view spot, though.
Yeah, so I just thought, and then it's the typical. It never looks tidy because the guy comes down, he hits one or two people, and then people have to pretend he's not there while he unchains himself from the zip line. So it doesn't quite look clean. And maybe they shouldn't have got that on camera. But otherwise, I thought Sting dragging Hook out in the body bag was cool. That's what I enjoyed in this segment.
It took Taz a while for him to get to his son.
Yeah, well,
I noticed that. Like, why didn't you run? The guy like watched for a second. His son gets unzipped from a body bag. But yeah, dude, they kicked ass last night. They had revenge. That was what it said on the card. They wanted revenge, and I think that they definitely got it. Sting looked good, right, with his moves.
Yeah, he looked clean with his moves. NK says Sting used to zip line all the time on WCW. Yeah, he did. I just didn't excite me, to be honest. Darby Allin coming in on it, and to be honest, it may just be me souring on these two and their whole angle and everything that's gone on. It might just be me being sour about that. But like I said, I found Sting dragging in Hook in the body bag pretty cool. But
do you regret your purchase of your shirt?
No, I love this shirt.
He's wearing a Sting shirt right now.
This is, I think, just from a graphic design point of view, I love this shirt.
Yeah, it's dope.
Yeah,
it's one of the coolest. Best selling pro wrestling t-shirt of the year.
I bought this shirt came today, by the way. I ordered this about 2 months ago.
Really? 2 months? It takes that long to get to England?
Something like that, yeah.
You guys are screwed. Yeah. I just ordered the Moxley Genta shirt for the show on tomorrow. I'm pretty pumped for that. But Sting hit Stinger Splash and the Scorpion Death Drop, which has not been performed on TNT television in 20 years. So cool segment. I'm getting excited for this street fight for sure. And it was reported, and I think we talked about this, that when Sting took the power bomb from Cage, he was wearing protective gear.
Okay.
He was wearing like a vest underneath it to protect his back.
But his head wasn't protected.
No, his head still slammed, so Cage kind of went a little bit too hard on that. And there was also rumors that the part of the ring that he landed on was softened. Maybe there was something underneath the...
I don't believe that.
Okay.
they're doing damage control. I don't believe that. But at least, he was up and wrestling this week, which is the most important thing. He's fine.
Yeah, he's good. No concussion as far as we know.
Yeah.
So moving down the card, Tony Schiavone's interview with Miro, Kip Sabian, and Penelope. Ladies and gentlemen, I already know that he's not going to like this. So, so we're back to the wedding. We're back to the best man thing. We were done with it for a week, but now we're back. We were out, but now we're in. So I don't know. They said that this was supposed to be the best day of their lives at Beach Break, but Orange Cassidy ruined it, and it was pretty funny. Miro called Orange Cassidy a walking Xanax, which is so accurate. He said that he's very mad at Orange Cassidy. He's going to get his revenge. But then he says Charles can still come back. I don't know. This is so stupid. It was kind of funny. It was dumb. And then he got a note passed to him by like some guy backstage asking, check yes if you want to wrestle us at Revolution. So just childish games from the best friends. And apparently they accepted. So at Revolution now, Miro and Kit versus Chuck and OC. Let's just hear it. Let's get this over with.
It's just like, come on. Like, the fact he's even still dragging Chuck into this. And you know what? I kind of found a bit funny his affinity with Chuck. Like, oh, Chuck, I'll forgive you. Come back.
I love you, Chuck.
Yeah, like that was all right. That was okay. But like, is this what we wanted Miro in AEW for?
No, I want him to wrestle Ishii at MSG and be a beast. That's what I want.
He is cold as hell right now. He's as cold as your deep freezer.
Mm-hmm.
He's not wrestling no one of that type at MSG right now.
But he could.
Of course he could, and that's where he should be. Like, you're right to say that, but he's cold right now. Like, even putting him on the pay-per-view, that's doing him a justice, Do
we really care? Are we invested in this match?
No,
you're not. Obvious. I'm not either. Like, I thought it was funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is gonna be a typically paced come down match. We're gonna have a banging match, 4 or 5 star match, and this is the matches that's gonna follow any one of those matches.
Yeah, for sure. I'm expecting a lot of high ratings at Revolution. I don't think this will be one of them. Shout out though to NXT on Vengeance Day. Every single match was 4 stars by Meltzer and above. So I should probably watch that. But yeah, Miro and Chuck Revolution. So we will see what happens.
Yeah.
Maybe this will be put to bed finally. I don't think anybody's really into this. I haven't heard of anybody who's really into this. Everyone complains about Miro. So let's move on with this, really.
Yep.
That's all I have to say for that. Next match, the Dragon, Brandon Cutler, finally on Dynamite after a year of being off Dynamite. This guy's one of my favorites. Not that many people like him, though. He took on Jake Hager, who... I don't know. I mean, like, he's kind of cold too.
Yeah, but I think Jake Hager's where he is, it's on purpose. He doesn't need to be going for the title. He doesn't need to be super hot. He just needs to be the backup guy, the bodyguard in a circle. That's just his role.
The henchman.
Yeah, the henchman, exactly.
The henchman. So. According to JR, Cutler was making a great showing for himself last night, and I agree with that. He did get some offense in on Jake Hager, which was nice. It wasn't just a squash match like you'd expect. Cutler got a great tope suicida, followed by a tope con hero. Hager hit 2 wheelbarrow deadlift slant German suplexes, and then an Oklahoma slam. Huge lariat to pretty much knock out Brandon Cutler for the pinfall victory. So that was an easy win for Jake Hager. Again, like the first match, Moxley and Nemeth, I think the reason for this was to set up a little bit of a feud for the Inner Circle and the Young Bucks, because Brandon Cutler is the Young Bucks' best friend since they were kids growing up in Rancho, and they started beating up Brandon Cutler. The Young Bucks came to defend them. Jericho's music comes out. They said, "Come out now. I don't want to wait till Revolution. We're sick of you guys." And a video was playing of MJF and Jericho, and they did something that was pretty messed up. What do you think?
Well, this one thing I can say, the segment was good. The segment was fun, but this is the worst imitation of blood that I've ever seen on TV.
I know. Why did they do that?
It was like tomato ketchup sauce.
It looked really bad.
Yeah,
I liked it. I really did. I appreciate this heat buildup, but like. The Matt Jackson and Nick Jackson's dad is not a baby. Like, he built them their wrestling ring. He is not a noob, per se.
And beaten up by 2 guys. So I expect him to get beaten up by 2 guys.
He could have just went like this.
Oh, you're saying that he should have cut himself?
Yeah, he should. I would have done that if I were him. On national television, it'll heal. Like, you're fine.
Yeah.
Have Matt do it for you.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind wrestlers cutting themselves, but I'd rather them not. But at the same time, I'm weird. Like, if they got busted open the hard way and I saw it, I'll be like, oh, yeah, that's cool.
I like it, yeah.
But yeah, I wouldn't want you to cut yourself to bleed. But anyway, in the film industry, I'm sure there's better imitations of blood than what we had.
It was like,
that looked like tomato ketchup sauce on his head.
Yeah, and he was just like,
Yeah. So yeah, the segment I thought was all good. What made me laugh so much was when was it Matt Jackson? He was coming to chase them and they were getting away in the car. And I'm sure Chris Jericho, he done the witch laugh. You know the witch laugh that he's done
when he put
as
the
car was driving away. Yeah, he was doing that, and I thought, this guy's a classic. But yeah, pretty good segment.
Yeah, so Jericho and MJF obviously attacked Mr. Jackson, and they were thrown up against the same truck that we were referencing about 10 minutes ago that the Young Bucks are on. Their pictures are on the truck, right? So that came into play again. They were slamming Mr. Jackson into the truck and smearing his blood over Matt and Nick. Obviously, very disrespectful to the Young Bucks and the family. They went after Chris and MJF, ran away in a limo like scalded dogs, according to JR. And this is the type of stuff that what MJF was doing last year in the build up to Revolution, like really dirty stuff against Cody. And I thought the build up to that match was incredible. So I'm hoping to see this continue, some like cheap low blows, and really get them hated coming into Revolution.
Yeah, we got one more week, so it'll be interesting to see how they build this story further. But yeah, so far so good.
Yeah, next week we have the Crossroads to Revolution special show. So that'll be pretty big. And
Crossroads to Revolution. I wonder whose idea that was.
Oh yeah. I didn't even realize that. First, I'm wearing Cody's shirt today. Jade Cargill and Shaquille O'Neal had a little bit of a video package, and finally we saw some moves from Jade Cargill. They were training. Jade was in the ring wrestling. Shaq was ringside, so they're training together. I mean, good video package. I liked it.
This is what we should have got last week instead of them shooting hoops and stuff. We should have shown, Jade putting Shaq through his paces, teaching him the wrestling ring, telling him to run ropes and all of that kind of stuff, taking bumps. This is what we should have seen. So finally we've got there.
I don't want to see Shaq come out and like blow it. I really, because it's going to get crucified if that happens. Like really. So I hope that he is prepared. I'm not asking him to have a Dean Malenko moveset here, but I just hope he could do some stuff.
Man, I don't even know what to expect. I think this is I think I've said this before. It's going to be one of these matches I'm watching through my fingers like this.
Yeah, man, for sure.
I hope no one hurts themselves. But
Jade looked great. I love her. She's freaking awesome. And they did do a lot of explanation about who Shaq is, who Jade is, the story behind Red Velvet, why she's here. Excalibur, Tony Schiavone, JR were all giving their predictions, telling us backstory. This is what we need when there's a new element introduced. I said, you've always said this, and it's absolutely right. When Kenta comes out with the IWGP US rights holders briefcase, the casual fan is not going to know what that is. And you cannot do that. Like, that is a very important element of gaining new viewers. So this was a step in the right direction of really explaining everything. But we also have the Countdown to Revolution that airs directly after the Crossroads show next week. So, if you are a casual viewer and you kind of get views on the storylines, definitely check that out for the explanation of all the matches on the card.
Definitely. I'm just going to take Priv's comment here. Priv TV, I thought the fact that Shaq was finally in a wrestling ring was a huge step forward. The random segments we've had in the past looked really good, cut up in a video package, and I liked the Brandy interview. Like we're saying, this was a step in the right direction. Obviously next week is the match, so this is what we needed to build up to that.
You think Big Show is gonna get involved?
I thought, because Cody, he's carrying this injury or whatever, that Big Show, Paul White, was going to replace Cody in the match. But I think, they've said that Paul White is going to be on the show next week. We know Shaq's going to be on the show next week. So I'm guessing they have the match, and whatever the outcome is, Big Show then maybe walks out afterwards.
I'm going to make a prediction here. Big Show costs Shaq the match, and then that sets up Shaq versus Show.
Let's do it. Let's get it out of the way because we know it's coming. Big Show versus Shaq, double or nothing.
Yeah, for sure.
We can book it now because we know it's happening. So, yeah, let's do it and get it out of the way. Scratch that itch that WWE didn't quite get to scratch.
No.
And,
I mean, we're gonna do a bonus episode. We're talking about this, about some news regarding Paul White, Big Show signing. But I will say this really quickly. I feel like this is a game changer. They can get a guy like this who was a bona fide lifer in WWE. Really, nobody expected this. And I think anybody can go to AEW and vice versa. I think that we will see people come that you do not expect and people leave.
Yeah, you're correct. It's game changing. No matter how you view Big Show, it is game changing. But like Mike said, we're actually having an exclusive bonus episode this week. We've been talking about bonus episodes. I know it's gonna happen, guys.
Yeah, I promise.
There's bonus episodes now every weekend, so please make sure you grab the podcast version. Subscribe on your iTunes, Apple Music, Spotify, whatever you listen to podcasts on, because that's where you can get this exclusive content and news. It's not gonna be available on the YouTube, and make sure you hit the like button on the video, those watching on YouTube, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Mike, let's move on. What we got up next on the show?
We have what, in my opinion, was the match of the night for sure. I really highly rated this. Isaiah Cassidy versus Hangman Adam Page. I mean, damn, like this was so impressive. Isaiah Cassidy has improved drastically in the last month and a half with his in-ring work and his character development, his heel with Mark Quinn. Matt Hardy really was a game changer for them. I mean, I did not like Private Party before this. I really didn't.
Really?
I mean, no, because they would always make mistakes. I watched Fighter Fest, or it was a pay-per-view, Double or Nothing. They were on the opener with my cousin, who's kind of a casual viewer, and he was like, what is wrong with these guys? Like, they keep messing up. They're so much better. Isaiah didn't mess up last night. Yeah, I'm fully behind them now. I love them. And they were really good. I mean, I don't even know where to start for this. I have a whole page filled with moves that the two hit on each other. I mean, they were just so on point. Isaiah blocked and countered Hangman's buckshot lariat like 4 times. He just couldn't get it on. And he ended up not landing one on Isaiah Cassidy. We had Matt Hardy getting involved on the outside. He got thrown out by the referee. TH2 accompanied them to the ring, so I guess they're hired guns for Matt Hardy now. Silver and Reynolds obviously came out in support of their new friend Hangman Page, who is not, as of now, joining the Dark Order, but they're just going to be friends. That's what they said on BTE. Towards the end of the match, it was just really back and forth. Isaiah hit a step-up enziguri. Page counter with a Death Valley driver. Page hit a brain buster. Then Isaiah hit a beautiful Frankensteiner, which was insane. Page again missed the springboard lariat. Tried to get the buckshot, couldn't get it in, so he went for a different move, his Deadeye, which we don't really see used to finish a match, but that did get the victory for Adam Page. Tremendous win by Hangman last night.
Yeah, Adam Page. NK says Adam Page is special. In a few years, he'll be in the best of the world conversation. I definitely think so. He's very, very good. Like you pointed out before we got into it, Isaiah Cassidy. You know what? I was watching this match and I'm thinking, even through the character stuff we've seen in the last few weeks and on BTE, I was literally watching this match and thinking, this guy's gonna leave Mark Quinn behind.
You think so? You think he's that much better?
I just think that, I don't know what it is. It seems like he's getting more opportunity, or he's grasping the opportunity better.
Yeah, I kind of see that now that you say that.
Like he's kind of just 1 foot, even if it's just 1 foot, he's 1 foot ahead of Mark Quinn. Where was Mark Quinn even on the night? Where was he?
I think he was hurt, maybe.
Okay. Because he wasn't on Dynamite last week either.
No.
Isaiah Kennedy was dressed up as the Jackson Jaguar thing. So yeah, I thought this was a really good showing for him. Even things that he wasn't used to doing. Like I remember he tried to put in one arm bar, which he didn't quite hook his legs around it correctly. And Excalibur on commentary covered for him, basically saying, you know, he's trying new stuff, he's learning new stuff, and he's adding new stuff to his repertoire. But you can see he doesn't quite have the technique yet, which I thought was a very good way to kind of cover for him, still growing in his skills.
Yeah.
So yeah, I enjoyed this match. It's really, really good.
Really, really good match. And it's interesting to see. I think that AEW is kind of adopting some of the elements of 90s All Japan Pro Wrestling, King's Road style, where, you know, they're pulling different kind of finishers out of their back pocket to try to take opponents down. Guys are having multiple big moves. The matches are sort of long, back and forth, elements of strong style, really good in-ring storytelling. That's what King's Road is. And I thought this match really was the epitome of that. It was just back and forth, great stuff. They were pulling out everything to try to take each other down. I really enjoyed it. At the end, we saw Matt Hardy blame the Dark Order for him not getting Matt Hardy because of their connection. He said he's going to take out the Dark Order now, and then he threw Allen 5 Angels through a table, which I felt kind of bad for him.
I would feel bad for him, but Dark Order don't even care about Adam Angels. So.
Hey, this is an Allen Angels fan club here, okay?
They make fun of Alan Angels all the time on BTE. It's so funny. So like, yeah, I found it very difficult to care when he got put through that table because I thought deep down they're probably laughing at him.
Alan Angels will be the guy that recruits Hangman Adam Page of the Dark Order. I said it once, and I'll say it again.
It probably will be.
So good match. Kenny Omega, the segment of the night, really. After this match, we go into this like workshop. Looks like Santa's workshop, really. There's welding going on. There's Kenny forging steel. Don Callis has got a table saw going. Alex Marvez obviously always finds Kenny Omega and Don Callis in the weirdest spots. Don Callis says, "What are you doing invading our personal workspace?" And I died. I thought it was so funny. So they're in a steel mill, and Kenny says they're creating objects for the exploding ring barbed wire death match that's happening at Revolution. And Kenny says, if you want something done right, you got to do it yourself. So they are making stuff to kill each other when it comes down to it. This was cool, right?
Yeah, this was fun. Like the whole thing of Marvez turning up on Omega is clearly just a meme now, which is brilliant. Like they clearly know they've got something, lightning in a bottle and they've trapping it. Yeah, that was funny. I think one thing that just kind of didn't work was I think Kenny was saying one of his closing lines of the promo before I think Don Callis told Alex Marvez to get lost. And then the guy in the background started using the saw. So you couldn't really hear what
Kenny couldn't hear saying. Omega. I know. Yeah, I thought his mic cut out maybe.
No, it was he was definitely still talking, but you can't really make out what he's saying because the guy in the back was using the saw. And I was like, yeah. Otherwise, yeah, good promo.
What are you doing, Marvez? Did you know that Marvez and Tony Khan were like good friends before this? I didn't know that.
Yeah, I saw some picture this week of them at
That's mine, baby. Yeah, I found that they were at the G1 special sitting together. That's hilarious. Yeah, Tony Khan's a wrestling fan just like us.
So it should be.
Women's Eliminator semifinal match, USA division. Dr. Britt Baker versus the native beast Nyla Rose. Winner goes to the final of Rio versus Thunder Rosa this week on Bleacher Report. So I guess they listened to our advice.
Yeah, they're in the chat.
Yeah, man, this was a great match. Why don't you go over this one? I'd like to hear what you had to think.
You know what? I mean, this match was very, very good. I can't go beat for beat like your notes are very extensive. But what I will say is it seems in recent weeks like they've cracked, or they're beginning to crack anyway, what they need to do with the women's division.
Right, yeah.
Give them time in their matches. Let them tell a story. I just thought, who would have thought for them that if you actually give these guys time, don't put any commercial breaks during their match would go over as a pretty good match. And I know a lot of people aren't even so keen on either competitor. When it comes to in-ring, I've heard a lot of people talk about Britt Baker's ability before, or lack of it.
I'm keen.
I've heard a lot. No, I mean general. I know where we tend to be positive about most things AEW, but people have negative things to say about Britt Baker in the ring. People have negative things to say about Nyla Rose in the ring, but we didn't see that. When I saw Britt Baker walking off, I actually thought she was leaving. Like, I actually thought that she was going. And I was like, huh? Like, what's going on here? Obviously, she came back. And they put on a really good match and told a really good story. And in the end, what was it? A sit-down power bomb that Nyla done.
Beast bomb.
Yeah, the beast bomb. That was fierce and definitely is credible enough to win a match. So I was really impressed by what we got from these guys.
Me too. And
shocked that Britt Baker is out though. Absolutely shocked.
Yeah, man. I was really pulling for her to win the belt. But there was some stuff on Reddit of I don't know. There's somebody in the audience that keeps leaking stuff, and I really think they need to crack down on this because it sucks. Even if you don't read it, people talk about it on stories and stuff, and you just see it and it ruins it. Like they really need to do something about that because it's from the same account on Reddit, and they've done it like 8 times.
Wow.
So I kind of knew about this beforehand, even though I was trying to avoid it. And I just didn't want to believe it. I really thought Britt was going to advance. I do like Nyla Rose, but I don't know. I think Britt needs to be the champion, and we're not going to get that. Either Shida retains or Nyla gets another title run. In the Japan side, we have Yuka Sakazaki and Rio Mizunami. I'm sorry if I butchered that. Apparently, Yuka Sakazaki has bookings in Japan for Tokyo Joshi Pro. So I don't know if she's going to be able to take that much time off. So we're probably getting Rio Mizunami. And
That's what I think's gonna win. Yeah.
Are they going to put the belt on this kind of unknown person? No. So if Shida retains, then that's just booking yourself into a corner. I don't want to get to complain too much about it because I'm really enjoying this women's tournament. And this match, again, it really did have elements of that King's Road style. Britt had to get hit with 2 finishers to put her out. They were really working on each other's body parts throughout the match, trying to weaken each other, get the advantage to hit the finisher. So, yeah, when they have enough time, their in-ring ability, it shines. And I think that they have cracked the code of what needs to be done for women's matches. Excellent performance.
Yeah. Now, I think the next step, which it may take us some time, but is getting more than one woman's bit of action on the show. Or at least, we get a good match, and then we get, some advancing of stories through a promo or some vignette of some sort. But
I think we're there.
Slow baby steps. So, at least we're beginning to get over one of the hills. So, yeah, it's good.
Yes, we will talk about this more this weekend on the special edition, but I'd like to bring up, to go along to your point about getting more women on the card. We do have Dark and now Dark Elevation coming on Monday. And Tony Khan tweeted to someone this morning who said, I guess the new network show for TNT is done with. He said, no, that's also still happening in 2021. And we'll have more info on it tonight. So 4 programs for AEW. So they should be able to really let the women shine, get the division where it needs to be, and bring in more talent.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to that. And like you said, we're going to speak more about that over the weekend. I've got some information on that as well. So.
Yep. We had the FTR Jurassic Express kind of promo. They're facing off in the March 3rd edition of AEW. They went back and forth. Luchasaurus said he's not going to get away. They're not going to get away with what they did to Marco, what they did to Luchasaurus and his mask, what they've been messing with Jungle Boy about. FTR said that they don't really care. They got Tully Blanchard in their corner, who's stepping into the ring after 30 years. They said he's one of the best, and that they're not going to expect how great shape he's in. Can Tully go? I don't know.
I think he steps into the ring when Marco Stunt steps into the ring. And we're not going to see like anything, any big bumps, I would like to think.
He's going to do the tightrope walk and do the moonsault like Lance Archer.
I think we just have to be smart how he's used, and I'm sure they'll figure it out. I'm sure it'll be fine.
How old is he? Do you know?
Must be in his 60s, right?
Yeah. The only one going right now that's that old is Muto, Kaiji Muto, for the Noah champion, and he can't really move, poor guy. But
well, Sting is 61, isn't he?
He's older than Muto, yeah. That's crazy, dude. So I'm, really wishing them the best of luck next week. I don't want to see anything go wrong. So let's move on. Main event. We're about to get to some of your questions. We got a lot this week, even though Instagram has been sort of malfunctioning for a lot of people, including me. I'm not really getting DMs, so just bear with me on that.
We already know that Instagram does not like you.
I don't know
Instagram hates your guts.
Yeah, it's messed up, man. I'm making my own app.
Yeah, that's where we're going with it.
Yeah. Stay tuned. Wink, wink, hint, hint. So Phoenix versus Archer, Revolution, Face of the Revolution ladder match qualifier. I don't know why both of them couldn't be in it, but I think that they are saving room for a Joker, maybe a surprise entrant. Hopefully.
Wait, so right now there's 4 people in it.
Yeah, and we're going to
And
get...
there's going to be 6.
Wait. Yeah, so we're going to have a Joker.
Okay, so
because we'll have
more
5...
person still needs to enter the match
so
before we get the Joker.
Which will be Preston Vance or Caster.
You reckon? Why do you think that?
They're having the match next week.
Oh, okay.
It got announced like really short. You could have missed it, honestly.
Yeah, I definitely missed it.
So we got Preston Vance or Platinum Max Caster, who will be in a qualifying match next week. So yeah, we still have room for the Joker. There's going to be 6 people. Some rumors going around. Who it could be, we don't know. They probably already have the person ready to go, though. We just don't know about it. Could be someone from Japan. No idea. Yeah. Or Impact, which so many possibilities out there. So let us know what you think. Who's going to be the Joker? This match, again, like Lance Archer. Lance Archer's on a roll, dude, of just great matches. So is Phoenix. I just don't really have anything negative to say about this. Again, action kind of too fast to call. Really crazy moves from both of them. Lance did his famous cannonball senton into the corner, really hurt Phoenix. Phoenix did his coup de grace. Lance did a bunch of suplex. Then he walked the ropes to hit the moonsault. Phoenix did a step-up kick, and this is where it got crazy. He tightrope walks across the top ropes to get to Lance, who's on the top ropes. I don't know how they do this. Like, seriously, I would kill my crotch doing this. I'd fall right through. These guys are insane. And he hits a Spanish fly on Lance Archer. Yeah. Oh my God. I don't want to make fun of Big Show because we just got him, but like Big Show, great colleague like Mark Henry. Oh, we'll take out Mark Henry. He's a little bit too big. But some of these like really big guys in the past, like, can you ever imagine them doing something like this? Cage too. Like, what?
This is what today's big man has to do, though.
You have to. You cannot.
You can't just be the big man, the typical big man that was running around in the 80s and early 90s. There has to be something else to your game now.
And honestly, I might get some heat for this, but back in like 2006 to like 2012, that 6 years, I think that was like the period of really big men in WWE. I think that was like some of the worst times in wrestling. I really didn't enjoy the in-ring performances. This is what I want to see. This like super heavyweight, but like also your high-flying junior heavyweight style. I really like it.
Yeah, it was a proper good match, man. And like you said, you just wish, why can't both of them be in this match? You know what I thought? Because towards the end, they kept talking about the time limit draw.
It went to 10 p.m.
So I was thinking the time's going to run out and they're just going to add both of these guys to the match. That's how I thought the match was actually going to finish.
That would have been sick.
Yeah, that's what I thought. But then Lance got the win in the end. And,
he hit the blackout, his finisher, and got the pinfall victory. So Lance is advancing. Yeah. Phoenix is not. I don't know if Phoenix is going to be on the card at all for Revolution, but that was Dynamite, ladies and gentlemen. That was everything that happened.
Really, really good show. We've got a load of questions, so I'm going to try whiz through these and just pick up some of them. Thanks to everyone for sending in your questions. If you want your question answered, make sure you hit up Kings Road Wrestling on the day of the show and drop them in his stories. Thoughts on Team Taz versus Sting and Darby? Well, you like Team Taz, don't you?
Really like Team Taz.
Who do you think wins the match?
Darby and Sting. What about you?
Yeah, I think Darby.
You can't let Sting lose his first match. Why do they have to do it to Team Taz? Why couldn't they feud with like TH2 or something? Who can afford a loss? Like, these guys can't lose, dude.
It's gotta be John Cena's bathwater. Kenny Omega kick out of the One Winged Angel.
Well, who's hitting it on him?
That's the question, isn't it?
Yeah, it's his move. He probably has a little bit of an inside scoop on it.
Knows how to. The _ Elite Daily. Who do you think will win the face of the Revolution ladder match?
I think Lance is getting this push. I think he's hot, and I think he takes the TNT belt. He deserves it.
So you think it'll be like a face versus face kind of thing? Obviously, him being a face now against Darby.
Yeah, Darby's kind of like in the middle too. They're not like bona fide faces, either of them.
I guess
They're kind of in the middle. I think it would work. And Lance is great. I think he deserves a shot. I said the same thing about Brody deserving a shot, and I really liked his TNT Championship run, even though it was short. So yeah. I think Lance takes him. I'll be rooting for him.
Cool. If you had to pick one active wrestler from any promotion to interview, who would it be?
I would like to interview Moxley. I saw his interview with his wife on Oral Sessions, Renee Paquette, for their Valentine's Day special, and he's hilarious. He was giving like dating advice. I just like to go and talk to him, and just I don't know. I think that we get along, and that'd just be so cool. Or I'd like to talk to Bret Hart. What about you?
If we are talking AEW, then I think I'm talking to the Bucks, you know.
Yeah, that'd be cool, dude.
I really
awesome.
Admire the work they've done in terms of making independent wrestling a thing, getting a solid wage from independent wrestling, and then now obviously going on to make their company. So I like a bit of business. So yeah, I'll definitely would like to speak to them about that. If I continue, Music Is Me 2013, heel Britt Baker or face Britt Baker?
Heel.
Yeah, I think she's proven that she does her best work as a heel. Peyton Privitera, how many matches will Big Show wrestle in AEW?
I just got the press release from them. Yeah, I didn't realize this, but they said he's doing an in-ring return too. I'm hoping it's just like one or two. I don't think he needs to be really going at it.
Yeah, he's not going to be a regular.
No,
not at all. So, yeah. I'm just trying to find people that have.
I'll go with the Benito Abate, my good friend, who went to the show with me this weekend and recorded all my stuff, my interview. So thank you, Ben. He said, "Who's a young AEW guy that will become a figurehead and why?"
MJF.
MJF. Okay. What about if you had to go even younger to like some of the dark developmental talent?
I think that where is he? In fact, I was thinking of him earlier this week. Lee Johnson.
He was on Dark.
Yeah, but I mean, I want his story with QT to play out.
Yeah, I don't know why. Yeah, I would pick him too.
Yeah, I think Lee Johnson has a lot of upside as well. And then I'm not sure how old he is, but Will Hobbs, I think.
He
definitely.
Lee's like 22, and Hobbs, I don't know how he's a father. That might be a little bit older. But yeah, I agree with those two. Sammy too. You got to throw him in the mix.
Of course, Sammy. Yeah, it's crazy. You don't see him on TV for a couple of weeks, and you forget.
Yeah, where's Sammy?
Yeah. K Hearts 40. Do you think Sting will be able to come back fully and be the powerhouse he was?
Oh, that's a good question. One of my good friends, Kyle, too. Thank you, Kyle, for asking that question. He's just a little bit too old. But with the right production team, the right cinematic value, yeah, I think he could. I think he could be the force that he's like an intimidating guy in WCW. I think that they could tweak it. I think the technology and the production's there to do that.
Yeah. AEW X, how do you guys feel about Marty Scurll possibly returning to wrestling?
I don't know if we should go there.
Yeah.
He was backstage at the New Japan Strong tapings, according to Fightful, and he's trying to go back to New Japan. My opinion on this, go to New Japan. They don't care about personal drama. They just want to see wrestling. Obviously, the U.S. does, and the fans are not going to like him in any U.S. promotion. So his best bet is to go to Japan.
Yeah, that's what I think as well. I believe in life, and I'm not talking about what he's done per se. I'm talking about in life that everyone deserves a second chance.
I agree.
People can make mistakes. At the same time is a healer. I don't think right now enough time has passed for him to just return up on, US TV. I don't think it's anywhere near the amount of time it's going to take has passed. So, he's just got to be cautious of that. But
Yep. Same with Tessa Blanchard. We said that too.
Yeah, all the best to him. All the best to him. I'm a Fat Mark Weekly. If Nyla or Yuku / Ryu doesn't beat Shida, who will win?
Who will beat Shida? I guess that was the question.
Yeah.
Who eventually will?
Who become champion?
The Doctor.
Yeah, they've got to circle back around to her.
I think Nyla will beat her, though.
Yeah. I think they need to circle back around to making Britt the cornerstone of this division. They have to just do it. Like, she is that much better in a character standpoint than everyone else. So
yeah, I really don't want her to not start liking it there and then get the idea. Because AEW is only like a year and a half old. We're gonna see it, guys. Like, it sucks, but people are gonna leave. So I'd really like to see them treat her very well. Maybe even why not put the NWA belt on her? That would really elevate the NWA. They need help. Yeah, it's an AEW belt. Like, NWA is not having shows, so that's another secondary title that people don't usually think about. This is a good question from the Wrestling Classic, Justin Dillon. Thank you for answering. What's the best AEW women's match of all time? I'll say it was Rio versus Serena Deeb. What about you?
That's what I was going to say. The one that happened last week. That's got to be the best that we've seen.
For sure.
Yeah, it's a shame that Rio and Thunder Rosa is not going to be on TV, man. I know they're going to put it on BR Live, but they really should have put that on TV.
Drew so well too.
Yeah, exactly. You think it's a no-brainer. I'm just going through some of the chat comments that you guys have left. Thanks for keeping the show interactive and hanging with us for the hour. Christian Camacho, imagine Kenny does a one-winged angel on Moxley through a barbed wire web with a huge explosion. That would be amazing.
Do you remember Wrestling Society X? It was on MTV in like 2000. They did some like really bad production value exploding matches. So go check out FMW, but go check out that too because it's funny and see the comparison.
Yeah. Priv TV, the father's blood splattering on the Bucks' faces on the truck was an insane visual. It was until you saw it kind of stick there, and then you noticed it was, tomato ketchup or something. Yeah. Let's see what else we got in here. NK, this is the best segment Sting and Darby have had on the show. I'm now looking forward to Revolution. More of this, please. I like it. Likewise, bro. That's what I thought. It's the best we've seen them in this little. Taz has a segment, they interrupt it, and vice versa. Priv TV again. I think they went too cartoony with the blood, so it would visibly stick to the decals on the truck.
Good point.
Yeah, maybe that's why. Yeah, that makes sense.
Then do the shot of those trucks and then go down and see like Mr. Jackson's face on the ground with like blood coming. And it was just too close up.
Exactly. Daniel, gotta say, till now I really liked MJF. Not in a good way, but for a heel. And now I finally hate that son of a bitch.
Yeah,
whoa, dude. Daniel, all fired up there. Not enjoying MJF, yeah. Jonesy chats wrestling. Big up, George. He said, is it just me or are you excited for the debut of Jade? Hope she's not green. Well, she's green in the sense of inexperienced, yes, but I am hoping the best for that match in general, man.
Yeah, I like her a lot. I'm rooting for her.
Yeah. Christian Camacho, doesn't Cody have a torn rotator cuff or something? How is he supposed to wrestle? Bro, we're going to find out next week.
He's going to do it anyway. He's stubborn.
We're going to find out next week. NK with Rio versus Nyla Rose rematch is going to be good. Yeah, that was a title match once upon a time, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. But like their size difference is really drastic. And sometimes the moves don't look as believable on Nyla.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see though. Yeah.
Proof TV, 4 shows a week.
Yeah, we have time for that. Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. We're gonna, like we said, we're gonna talk about that on the podcast version over the weekend. So make sure you download the podcast so you can hear all the updates on that. And last but not least, Christian Camacho.
Really?
67.
Jeez. I didn't know that. Okay, so oldest person to step foot in a ring in a while.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very impressive. We hope he has a good showing as well next week. But guys, that is it. That we've come to the end of the show. Thank you very much for joining us. Smash that like button on YouTube if you're watching on YouTube or Facebook. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. And for our audio listeners, please make sure you subscribe or follow us on your podcast platform of choice. Leave us a 5-star rating as well. Go and follow Mike at Kings Road Wrestling. You can follow myself, WrestleManiac.uk on Instagram. And that's it. Mike, any final words before we sign out?
Sure. Thanks for coming, everyone. As we said, follow us and subscribe on the platforms. That really helps us out trying to pump these numbers up and bring you guys some more content. So obviously we appreciate it. I got a new account called Noah's Ark Wrestling. So if you guys are interested in the world of Japan and all the stuff of classic Japanese wrestling, go check that out. I think you'll like it.
Yeah, guys, if you didn't know already, Mike is the accounts collector. Just like Kenny wants to be the belt collector. He's got several accounts, so we all got to keep up with him on them. But yeah, look out, like I say, on the podcast version, we've got some news to break to you, some further details of this move of Paul White to AEW, along with details about the new show and some other stuff yet, which is top exclusive news that hasn't come out yet. So make sure you look out for that on the weekend. But yeah, we will be back here same time next week. So see you guys later. Peace.